I just, as I get older, realizing we've been fucking lied to, bro.
How?
We've been lied to, or at least I feel like I've been lied to.
I mean, yeah, they lie about shit all the time.
Let me.
Santa
I'm gonna
Claus
run
got
you
you the
down this.
presents. Easter
Oh,
Bunny bring you food.
yeah. I mean
Mhm.
that, but then like just general societal things. Maybe it's culture to culture, man to women. I don't know, but we about to figure this out. I'm gonna tell you how I got to this kind of thought. Sometime last week, I fucked up, and well, I was going out, and I just wanted to put on like a nice shirt or whatever, just get cleaned up. The one couple times I do go out, try to look nice, and my
It was
shirt
to
was
the
all
comedy
wrinkled.
show.
No, this was after that. This was after that, but that was dope too. So my shirt was wrinkled, and I went to go iron my shirt, and I haven't used this iron in like forever. You know, like I've been in the house wearing joggers and shit for the last fucking 2 years. It feels like. So I go to iron, and for some reason, the water in the iron like bubbles back and spills everywhere, bro. It spills all on my carpet, and it literally spills down my leg, and it's scalding hot.
Ooh.
It's scalding hot, bro. It spilled on my foot. My skin like bubbled up. It was nasty, bro. I couldn't walk for like a day and a half. The shit fucking hurt. But
damn, bro.
In order for it to not like scar or peel, or you know, I had to like not wear shoes pretty much. So in this new lifestyle of mine of not wearing any shoes, not wearing any socks, just letting it like open air kind of heal, I found a new confidence in myself.
I can't do that. My toes look ugly as fuck.
Bro, this is
no, I ain't gonna lie. My toes are bad. My
nigga,
girl
mine too.
that shit.
I don't even let, especially women, near my feet. Like I wear socks to bed religiously. Socks when I'm fucking. I wear socks in the shower if I could. So all this time I'm wearing socks, my whole life wearing socks, and then this 1 week I have to not wear anything on my feet. Like, and I felt free, bro. I don't know. I just never felt this freeness in my life to just not have anything on my feet. It's weird to say, but all my life I feel like women were supposed to show their toes. Men weren't supposed to show their toes.
Well, when you think about it, shoes is just a very new thing in the scheme of the world. Like niggas used to wear sandals all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
When you think about like biblical times, even before that, like old school Egyptians, way back, like sandals, like niggas would love Nike slides right now, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I'll be revolutionary to them.
Crocs, they go crazy for Crocs, bro.
I need to get me some too. I've been slacking. I need.
You go from like chill mode to sport mode, just like that, bro.
Instantly.
They will go crazy for that. You know what I'm saying? So like, me personally, I don't wear socks in the house. I don't wear socks to go to sleep. My feet get too hot. It gets too hot. Right. That's the reason why we have sheets. That's the reason why I have comforters in the winter. That's going to keep me warm. Not really the socks. But if I don't want to wear, like let's say during the winter time, right? It's mad cold in the house, like there's heat. If it's like in the morning, it's still cold. Like, okay, yeah, I'll wear socks and walk around the house during the day. But at night, can't do it. When I go out though, I never wear sandals out. I'm not doing it.
Me neither. There was no, even at the beach, like I was in my slides or in the water. There was never a reason for me to just have my toes out exposed. But now that I've had this like enlightenment, I'm talking to like my Haitian friends. They're like, nigga, yes, we've been had our toes out. Like in Haiti, the niggas is wearing Timbs and shit. I'm like, okay. So I'm talking to my Nigerian homies, like, bro, we don't, like, that's black. That's some Black American shit to think that niggas can't show their feet. Like,
you see, and that's what I was about to ask too, because like you are like your background is like African American, right? Like
right,
you don't have that other cultural thing.
root, right?
Like
I'm
I feel
strictly
like
an American.
yeah, so it's like I think that happens with a lot of things. I think when it comes to like, like I don't think y'all eat rice like that
In
here.
America, no, right,
Rice
right.
for us is everywhere.
We
Jamaican
eat
rice, Haitian
more
rice, all
meat,
of that shit.
and
Yeah,
y'all eat more rice, or just
yeah.
like in especially in like Asia or South America, it's like rice is the main dish, and then you get a little piece of meat, and then like veggies or whatever. So, yeah, that's
even
that.
even the way we cook fried chicken is different, bro. Like you've had like Haitian fried chicken before. Like it's not like, but when black people make fried chicken, it got the skin on it. Like it got that crispiness shit. Like, but when Caribbean people kind of make it, like it's not like it's crispy, but like there's no flour involved. Like it's just the meat
Right.
itself. You know what I'm saying? Like
I didn't think of that. I never
yeah.
had a Haitian make fried chicken, but I had Jamaican fried chicken, and it's kind of like what you're saying too.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. Shit, even Korean fried chicken is damn sure different because that shit is the fucking bomb. But yeah, man, I just feel like I was lied to, or not even so much lied to, but just led to believe, like, as a man, put your toes away, nigga. Like, so now I'm like, I'm about to go get a fucking pedicure and make sure my shit's is right. Cause like, why can't I walk out in some Birkenstocks? Why can't I get some fucking Yeezy slides or some shit and be
You
out here
know,
finessing with my toes out? Like,
the one thing, like I'm starting to work out again. Self-care is
Mhm.
becoming a more of a priority in my life now
Absolutely,
when I really
absolutely.
think about it, right? And but the one thing I just can't fathom doing, and maybe it's because I work 40 hours a week, right?
Mhm.
I don't feel like wasting half a day at a nail salon to get a pedicure.
But think about it. It's
Especially on the
just
weekends when that's the only time I get to do my laundry, to chill, like do all these things. Because like
you could add it in that whole roster of shit. It's like, go get your haircut, go do your laundry, go get your pedicure, go, you know, check on the baby or whatever else you do on the weekend. Like, you could just add it in that roster. It's possible.
yeah, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Cause like yo, cause
Not
like
there
I like
yet.
to chill, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like getting up. Cause first of all, I'm a early, like me, when I make appointments, I like to
Mm-hmm.
go early because then I don't have to worry about
Facts,
stopping my
facts.
fun in the middle of the day to go do some shit, right? I like to do early or I like to do late, whichever one comes, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? One or the other.
Mm-hmm.
So for me to get to the nail salon early, I mean, I guess if I get there early, it won't really take that long, because sometimes, if you don't get there early, you're there for hours because they're backed up. Now they passed your
Chicks
appointment
made
and all this kind of
appointments.
thing.
Right, right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? I'm like,
I don't
nah.
know how it works either. So
And the thing
that's
is,
gonna
though,
be a
like
whole new
even for
world.
me, yeah, and even for me, like uh my mama and my girl, they go get their nails done together and they leave me with the baby. So now if I go, right,
Right.
like all of us is gonna be up in there with this crazy
Mm-hmm.
ass
With the
kid
baby. Right.
crawling around. Nah, I can't do that. You know what I'm
I
saying?
get
I
it.
can't do it. I
She
can't
gotta
do it.
have her things and you gotta have your things. I get it.
And my thing is just getting time to play video games now. and
I
and
respect it.
now, record some bangers. But like, you know what I'm saying? But that's just what it is right now.
I
But I
respect
do
that.
think though, like, and not just, and even just as men, like there's a lot of things that like we were never on before that I like skincare.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Facts.
now, like I'm gonna get back into my regimen of skincare because I was on it for a while, bro. I used to
Mm-hmm.
get like Tiege Henley, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I got the system, but then I used to do other things too that were kind of a little bit more natural. Like I used to shampoo my hair, every once in a while regularly or something. You know what I mean? I used to get more haircuts. Now I'm just lazy as fuck. But like, and it costs
Bro,
like $55. But
shit
like,
ain't cheap.
this
How
there's
much is a
certain things.
pedicure, you think? I would have to
About
pay a lot for my shits though. Like I would be the first time I'm gonna feel embarrassed though too, because it's like I
I'm gonna
had it
give him like
before.
a
Don't get me
$30
wrong, I had
tip.
it
I'm gonna give him
for
a $30
right,
tip.
right.
Like, Look, my bad. You about to listen. You about to go through Armageddon right now.
It's gonna be rough for you.
You about to be in a steel cage match with the Undertaker with these toes.
I've done it before, but now I feel like it's with new purpose. So now I'm just like, damn. Now that first one to get out the way, and then I could start to maintain it, so it's not as bad as it was that first time. But it's just that first time. So that's just where I'm at with it. Trying to liberate myself. Unlearn all the bullshit.
Take care of your nails. Man. It's important though, because you know what, like
shit makes you feel like the better you. Yeah.
Like we have to. I think, dude, like for real, like I think about it. I'm like, yo, we not just men, but we as a people, we just need to take care of ourselves. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people gonna be like, well, what are you trying to say? You trying to say if you fat, you should lose weight? Probably.
If that'll make you feel better about yourself, then yes.
Probably.
If it depends on you happy and you chilling and you not being able to see your ankles like doesn't bother you,
Jesus Christ.
Cool. I'm just saying. If I ever wake up, bro, and I can't see my dick, do you know the rage and like I would need to be put down like a dog, like at that point, bro, like, and I can't even see it, like, let alone reach it, but I can't even see, like, I don't know it's there no more. That sounds like a nightmare. Like you just wake up out of your sleep and your dick is gone, and you like,
oh my god,
where did it go?
There was a Black Mirror episode about that too, I think.
No way.
Was it Black Mirror? Or it was something like this dude literally like his dick was like shrinking. And it was like reverse turtling on itself. I don't know if it was a Black Mirror episode or if it was some YouTube shit. It was like some hilarious shit. It was funny as fuck. But
that's why
I mean, dog, I'm a fat nigga, dog. And I started realizing like my pants is getting like tight. And that's why I started working out, because I'm like, nah. Like last year I lost 30 pounds, bro. I was like near 250 or something, like 260 or something like that. And I felt good, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then I went to the hospital for all the shit. After I came out the hospital, I went on a low sodium diet. But what I didn't realize was that pasta don't have a lot of salt in it. So I was eating up all this motherfucking pasta week to week.
Getting all them carbs, all that starch, and then that starch gets burned down into sugar. So you might as well just drink fucking Mountain Dew, nigga. Like, goddamn.
And I don't even drink soda, bro. Like sometimes I get a ginger ale or whatever, and I ain't gonna lie, but McDonald's Sprite will always have McDonald's Sprite will always have a place in my heart when I go there. So like, and they got the spicy nuggets. Them shits was fire. But anyway, I'm about to go get some this Friday. I ain't gonna lie to you. But like, listen, but
is that how you treat yourself now? Fucking McDonald's.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, me and her got a thing, right? All week, like we meal prep. We eat what we buy. You know what I'm saying? And we're eating a lot more greens. We're getting a lot more vegetables in. Our portion control is coming in. You know what I mean? And then me making sure that I work out at least 3 times a week. Me making sure I get a certain amount of steps at work, drink a certain amount of water. Like, we try to stay as healthy as possible. I mean, sometimes we'll stop by the store. Like I went to go buy tickets the other day, and I got a Reese's, and I got her a Reese's too. And I was like, okay, fine, that's just for today. But we decided that on the weekends, at least one of the meals would be a cheat meal, at least.
Right.
We need to be a little bit more controlling of that, because like this weekend,
it can't be a buffet though. It got to be like a set meal. Don't go say a cheat meal and then go to a buffet and eat for fucking 2 hours.
Like we ordered like the best Sicilian pizza that I've ever had. Right. But then Sunday we ordered Wingstop. So like, you know what I mean? Like, but it's not like that every weekend.
Cheated on the cheat meal.
It's just this weekend it was like, yeah, we want Wingstop. We go get some Wingstop, right? But like I'm saying, like one meal, instead of making it a cheat day, make it a cheat meal. You know what I'm saying? So we get something. Like, we don't sit there all day. I mean, it depends too, because like maybe we'll go out and get something healthy rather than cooking
doing
like
the cheap shit.
And like we took out eggs, because we was eating eggs almost like every single week and stuff like that. There's a lot of things that we've been doing. I be thinking, bro, I'm like, yo, I've been fat, nigga, my whole life.
You're only semi-fat now. Like if you look at the picture from the barbecue like years ago, you was wide, my guy. You was a wide load, dude. So
I was 339
give yourself some credit, man.
pounds all them years ago. I went all the way down to 269. And then me not being in control and eating late killed me too. So me not being in control of my shit, allowed me to gain weight. And that's a problem. Because being consistent is really the thing. And setting the goal that you can reach is what's really more important. So that's what I've been trying to do. And we've been doing great, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like we just eat what you can, eat what you're supposed to during the week, get your cheat meal in. You know what I mean?
Health is wealth, man.
And here's the other thing too. If you need a little candy bar every once in a while, bro, if you need that, if you chilling and you've been good during the week and you like, yo, I want a bag of Fritos. You know what I'm saying? My weakness, oatmeal pies. If I head to that corner store down there, I'm getting 2 of them shits with a honey bun. I can't help it. That's the recipe.
Some hood
I don't
shit.
need.
Some hood
I don't
shit
need nothing
real.
else besides that. But yeah, man,
think about
you gotta
food.
take care of yourself.
Food is. It's just a comfort, and it could be a comfort for so many things. Like at the end of the month, when I look at my statements, it's just mostly food. It's just eating out, eating here, eating this, eating that, and that shit just adds up. But food, when you want something, especially when you have a craving, it takes so much discipline and self-control to be like, I will deny this craving and just eat what I have here, especially when you know you have the money to just have anyone bring you anything. Like, it's a fucked up part of the internet, I guess, and technology is like any of your vices, there's an app to bring it right to you. If you are a gambler, there's an app where you could gamble on your phone all day, depending on what state you in. If you like porn, and I know a lot of niggas like porn, there's millions and millions of websites, and even when you're on social media, they're hitting you with porn. So
shout out to Twitter.
If you're a food, what are they called? I guess a food addict, or people who have like eating addictions and shit. If you're a food addict, there's 50 different websites that'll bring you any kind of food from towns all over the place. So it's like,
and Uber Eats and Grubhub changed the game, right? Because think about it. Back in the day, you had to call the specific restaurant, and they had to have delivery people, and you had to be in the area for them
in the range,
bro. Now listen.
You don't have to talk to nobody. I can press a couple buttons, look at the menu, write my little notes. Text the driver. Listen, I'm not saying I don't do it because I'm a huge. I just got a crazy deluxe salad today.
I used to spend like $150 on Uber Eats.
It's so easy. It's so
every weekend, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I do it now, but for some reason, it's just like, okay. We used to do it during the week. That's what killed us a lot. And I had to, me and her had to sit down, look at each other like, yo, we need to do better.
Make a realization like, yo, we could.
Because they made it so easy,
bro. And it's fucked up now because it was like a month straight. I would order every day for my lunchtime. Now, at my lunchtime, I get a notification, bro. Like, hey, this taco place is having a deal, or these burger places are half full. I'm like,
he's like, where you at, bitch? Come back to
this shit. Got me trained, bro. I'm like, damn, now I really gotta let up. So I try to do it like every other day now.
No, because not every crazy day, too.
Fuck, man, it's hard.
Because like the thing is, like, when we meal prep, it's usually like one type of dish. Well, 2, one for lunch, one for dinner, but we can interchange them. You know what I mean? Right. Like last week we made like these burritos that were like fire. They had chicken in it, rice in it. They had like cheese in it. They had like she put red peppers, green peppers.
Stacked.
Ooh, that shit was delicious, bro. Like come home, throw it in the air fryer for like 25 minutes. But like once it was done, bro, it was delicious, bro. Like you know, when you cook like fresh food for yourself, even if you gotta heat it up, like for some reason it just does better. Like the outside shit don't really. If how can I say this? It hits different when it's homemade. You know what I mean? It hits different.
Absolutely. But when I was doing the HelloFresh thing, go ahead.
That shit was fire.
It was bomb, yo. You get crazy meals. It'd be easy to make. This is not a commercial, but like if you just don't want to have to think about what you're gonna buy at the grocery store, or what you're gonna make for dinner,
they give you all the ingredients, they give you the recipes.
That's another thing that's super easy.
And this is the thing. I know these things cost money. It's true. But like, let's say you do make enough. I'm not telling people to go and like, kill their bank accounts to do this, right? Like for me, for example, like I said, I get a butcher box every month. Why? I don't want to go to the. I get
grocery store.
grass fed, organic meats from the shit. I can afford it. I like it, and it's better meat. I ain't gonna lie to you. Pause. But like
going to fucking Walmart and sifting through the mystery meat bin,
and yes, they might be cheaper, but the quality, you know what I'm saying? You can't really get it like that, right? But like, if you can afford it and it is in your budget, and like let's say like because you want to eat fresh stuff, like I got a trial. The only problem, the reason why I didn't stick with it was because when I was coming out the hospital, right? It still had a lot of sodium in it, and that was the issue for me. So right, like, and I couldn't find a box that kind of had low sodium options. So that's why I had to make.
There was no option. You'd be surprised because even HelloFresh had a low sodium pescatarian.
Yeah, but low sodium to them is still like 1,800 milligrams of sodium per serving. You know what I mean? Like for me, like at the time, I could only have 2,000 a day. So you telling me 1,800 in a meal? That's crazy.
You tapped, you know right?
Like now, I know for a fact, like I try to stay to like 25, a day. That's why like a lot of time I'm eating more fresher stuff, so it's a lot less sodium. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
But I do have room for a bag of Ruffles. Like I got some Ruffles, flaming hot, sour cream and cheddar today, bro. They were fire. But you know what I'm saying? You just gotta, you gotta take care of yourself though. You gotta stay focused.
Bottom line, man, I feel like that's always the theme of the podcast. We out here treating ourselves and sometimes mistreating ourselves. And if that's what you into, that's fine too, man. But with that being said, I Hate It Here podcast, episode 36. We are making our way downtown. It's your boy Russ. Wait a minute.
It's your boy Kev. 36?
36, my guy. Don't question my numbers because you know I'm on it. You seen the list.
When did we hit? Well, okay. Nah, because I got a question about like our anniversary. Because like shouldn't I guess not. Because we took some weeks off, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say we took breaks off here and there and then the gaps between the seasons. So I mean I'm trying to keep it organized for the folks the best as I can. But again, man, just always want to show appreciation. Thank you everyone who listened, liked, comment, leave ratings, just any sort of interaction. Definitely appreciate it. The page has been booming. Numbers are looking solid as ever. Season 3 is coming out with so much production value. I want to say like it's got clips popping, got views, got YouTube subscribers. Like low key feel like a little celebrity a little bit, a little bit. Like not to say we somebody to anybody, but
Nah, man, I need to see that check. That's when I know I'm a
all right. See, if you do it for the money, you're gonna end up chasing down, doing a lot of shit. You weird shit you might.
I never said I was doing it for the money. All I said was, if I'm a celebrity, I want to check that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Nah, that's really that's when those feelings is gonna really be locked in. So where should we start, man? You want to do some Ask Reddit, or you just want to jump into the bullshit?
Nah, man, let's just jump into some bullshit, yo, because I have a real listen, like everything I'm about to say in this episode is my personal opinion and how I feel.
Oh,
right?
Yikes. This is when you start giving disclaimers before shit, I'm like,
this is not like fuck. I'm gonna say my personal opinion. I may not be right, but I feel like I'm right, but I just have to say these things, right?
Okay.
So look, I don't know the name of this lady.
Okay.
Actually, hold on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who is she? Let me Google it.
There was a video. Shout out to Playback because I caught it from them, right?
Okay.
This lady had gone to a podcast, and one of the bits that came out was abortion is worse than slavery.
Okay. One question before you even delve into this. When this was a clip you watched?
Yes.
Okay. Follow-up question to that question. This woman was Caucasian?
Yes.
Okay. Follow-up question to that question, because this is Actually, no, never mind. That doesn't make sense. Okay, so yep. So we got a Caucasian woman advocating that abortion was worse than the treatment of slaves during slavery. Got it.
All right. So let me. I'm gonna give it all the context because I'm
I
trying to
really
be
don't
a
need no
reputable.
context.
I'm
I
trying to
feel
be a
like
reputable source here, and I'm trying to be fair, right?
trying to be
So
a
listen.
journalist now.
Yes, I'm trying to.
I
I
don't
really
need no
think
context.
I can. I'm
I
gonna get in that bag a little bit. I'm gonna play my Anderson Cooper real quick. So
go
listen.
off.
So this is off of the I'm Doing Great podcast, episode 46.
Shout out to
Some
them.
dude named Mike, some chick named Gina. Shout out to y'all. You know, what I mean, we're going to show love to podcasters,
Podcast
their
community,
platforms.
absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
it's dope that y'all doing this. Speak your mind. I think if you really want to get your point across out there, you want to meet people and have discussions. Definitely do a podcast. I ain't gonna say no, don't do it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Um,
Yeah.
I okay.
Are you about to try to devil's advocate this? What is happening?
Fuck no, I'm not devil's advocate.
Oh.
Shit.
Oh, I'm
This is
like,
this is
you
what I'm gonna say,
pausing and
right?
shit.
I can see what she's saying if she's only talking about if she's only
No, bro.
focusing on like um non like racial issues, but issues that affect us as a society, right? Currently, in the current phase of things, right? Like right now in our society,
Okay.
women's rights and stuff, like the way that they're being
Right.
attacked right now is
Absolutely.
unprecedented. Like it's not fair,
Absolutely.
it's not right. Like right now, in this
In this
moment,
moment, right.
this shit is bad. I get it,
Got you. Got you.
100%.
Got you.
I get that,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
but bitch, it is not worse than enslaving a whole race of people and build the nation on these same people and then deny these people a right even until now when y'all still using another group of race to maintain the shit that they built. This is 2022, right? Like you got to understand, like we are able to look at all of these things in a more critical lens, right? We're able to dissect them, we're able to talk about them, we're able to digest them in a way where now we can be like, all right, look, like I ain't gonna lie to you, sometimes I'll be thinking about things that like we say as niggas and shit, and I'd be
Mhm.
like, a lot of it is internal trauma from back in the day, right? And I'm saying this as like I'm Haitian American, right? So obviously Haiti was the first black country in this
Mhm.
side of the world to be free. Yeah,
In a
that's cool,
very
but
traumatic way, also
in
too.
in a very traumatic way, right? Like, but when you think about it, like, so I noticed like there are certain things that happen to all of us in our past, in our ancestry, that still affect us to this day.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like it still affects us till this day. You know what I mean? Like when you look at colorism and you look at the thing between field niggas, house niggas, we still
Facts.
play this shit game now. Dark skin nigga,
Facts.
light skin tendencies. Like we still play these
Facts.
things in a day-to-day thing, right? Like, like even when Jay-Z's talking about, yo, you gave us scraps and we made soul food. Like we took the word nigga in itself, bro. Like we took a lot of things, you know what I'm
Facts.
saying,
Damn.
from back then, and like it's still affecting us in a way, whether we've transformed it or not. You know what I'm saying? There's good and then there's bad, right? Like we have to be aware of this. And like nigga, like she'd be like, "Oh, I want to get on a boat." Nigga, my spine starts shivering. I'm like, "I'm niggas don't do boats." I know niggas be on
I went
yachts
on a
now and everything, and that's cool. But me myself, bro, I just don't. Every time
I
she
went
say it,
on a
I'm like, yo,
cruise and
the
I
last
hated
time
it.
niggas was on boats, you seen what happened to this bitch. Plus, she wanted to go whale watching, and I was like, I bet. But what if a whale decides I'm gonna
Hit the
fuck these
boat.
niggas up? But that's a whole different conversation. Just a
Not
little
with
humor
that.
for y'all.
Not with that. We
But
could watch
like,
them
you know
from
what
the
I'm saying?
land.
Yeah, exactly. Oh shit, nigga. And them niggas is huge. But anyway, um, you cannot sit here and just erase the importance of something because this is something that we're still all it's 200 something plus years later, we're still seeing the effects of it. The way that police act towards people of color and shit like that. This is the same way they used to treat niggas back then. It's like they over police us, and then they can politic with people that look like them, right?
The
And it
police
makes no sense.
was started as slave catching. The whole policing force in America was started as people who would catch runaway slaves and bring them back. So no, I mean it's all
the prison industrial complex. That's still
it's all ingrained, but
slavery.
So this is what I'm gonna say. This is someone, and I wonder if she's like a news person or like some person that works for like some sort of news outlet, because this is what they do when something is bad or if something is like a hot button issue. They try to equate it or compare it to like another traumatic event that happened so people could feel
power.
Yeah, like so they'll be like, oh, this mass shooting was as bad as 9/11, or they'll say, you know, abortion is bad as slavery, or this law is as bad as the Holocaust, or they'll try to equate it or tie it to another traumatic event so that they can trigger us emotionally to either be with them or against them, or so that kind of shit I see through immediately. But then second, let's just break down like the procedure of an abortion, like not like the medical procedure, but like the steps that take place. Like a mother or a woman is ends up pregnant by any means. It could be through willing or unwilling or so many variables. She decides it's in her best interest or in the child's best interest or both to terminate that pregnancy. That is that is a personal choice that she made, that she is going to have to mentally live with. They act like chicks is getting abortions like it's fucking like Saturday night. Hey, let's all go get you know our clubs done, vacuumed. Yeah. Like it's crazy. So it's not that. And then you know they have to live with this choice that they made for their whole life. So, you know, we could stop playing it like it's some off the cuff event that we can just make light of. But and then, you know, there's slavery. There's like you said, a whole race, generations of people who were not only physically, mentally, financially, economically, environmentally just abused. Like you're equating a traumatic thing that can happen to one particular person at a time, particularly. Like there can't be like a mass abortion, like as far as I'm understanding, like you know what I mean, like it can only happen to one person at one time. In particular, slavery is happening to a large group of people entirely, and not just Black slaves. There were slaves in South America. There were slaves in parts of Europe, in Amsterdam, and in the Dutch lands, and all of that shit. So it's like not just for Black slaves, but just the idea of slavery in general. So you know,
slavery has been a thing in almost every single culture that we've seen.
Right. So extent. You're not even,
when people go and conquer, they turn them to slaves.
Right.
If you didn't fight
in Asia, the Mongolians and Genghis Khan and fucking,
if you didn't fight back, you could be seen as a citizen. But if you did, guess what? They killed the motherfucking dude. The rest of y'all is slaves because of all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. So like slavery has been a thing in every single culture.
That's just some wild hot button shit to say. So I don't give it no merit. I don't give it no. But she's right that women's, like you were saying, women's rights are being attacked right now in this moment. I get it. And that seems like a triggering issue for her. So in order for her to get her point across, she needs to equate it to a triggering issue for others. And that's usually slavery, the Holocaust, 9/11, you know, some other traumatic event. So yeah, that's wild. That's wild. I don't really buy that. But again, you know, my last thing is like with an abortion, like you're not allowing a baby to be born. I understand that, and that you are taking away that you are, as a mother, your choice is overruling that child's choice because they don't get a choice in that moment. You know, it's just an ugly part of the whole procedure, which I get. But with slavery, it's like there was breeding going on, so they would make more slaves to continue the process to further along. So it's like, come on, it's darker than that. But it's
there's
like
a lot
comparing.
of deep and dark places that we don't even discuss because they are so out of pocket
Shit's
and
gruesome,
so
bro.
like they're so demonic in a sense, right? That
Facts.
like we can't even like listen, we only talk about the things that they wrote down. We don't talk about the things that that they didn't write down.
Twisted shit, the testing, the fucking like bro, shit is diabolical on the deepest level. And it continued like with Jim Crow and segregation. Like they didn't even was like, all right, you know what, that was wrong. We're gonna stop all of that. They were like, you know what, we're just gonna stop that one thing. We're gonna just stop chaining you guys up, but we're still gonna not let you near us or be like us or any of that shit that we do. So it's dark. It's dark. It's dark. It's dark. It's dark. So and yeah, whoever she is, I hope she's somehow educated, but I don't think she would be because these people say these things on purpose. They say these things on purpose. That's some Fox News shit.
I feel like, liberals and conservatives in certain spaces are trying to either rewrite history or at least take over like the severity of the situation.
The narrative.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're trying to take control of a narrative that like there needs, first of all, there should be no narrative. This is the facts.
Right, this happened. Exactly.
Like we as a country, like listen, accountability, I've always said this, is one of the scariest things to people. It don't matter if you're a single person in just your room right now, or if you're a country, or if you're a government. Like the accountability that we as a country won't take as a whole. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, right? There are people who do understand shit happened. Like we as a country, we need to start looking at each other as people and each other as Americans, because now we all in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, but there's some people who still sit there and still separate us in certain ways, and it's just like, what the fuck, bro? Like for
division causes conflict, and conflict causes a lot of misunderstanding. If you're always on edge, anything can feel like a slight to you. Like a nigga walk too close to you, or like because you're already on edge. So it's like they try to keep you constantly and consistently on edge, so anything can feel like a slight, and you can stay in this state of uproar. But it's like, bro, I fucking hate it here. That shit is the saddest overused tactic that just keeps working.
Because nigga, you know what's worse? And like this is gonna roll into my next topic. She's sitting here talking about abortion is worse than slavery, right? Oh, last week, they literally passed a bill in the House to protect gay marriage and interracial marriage.
Okay.
Nigga, it's 2022.
I was gonna say, did was that needed, or
well, you see, that was one of the things with Roe v. Wade that I said. That one case is connected to a plethora of things. You know what I'm saying?
Is it?
There's other laws that like there's other laws that it set the precedent for.
So my question is,
because like when you think about it, right? When they write stuff into like bills and laws, sometimes we only look at the headlines. We don't look at the little things in there, because there's things about privacy. You know what I mean? There's things about marriage. Like these things, there's cases that came after that use that and pieces of it to make the argument. So now if you outrule that, you basically delegitimize all of these other arguments that were happening, that was also part of the case, because it's more than just access to, like, there's a lot of other stuff in the fine print.
That's my question though, is in Roe v. Wade, where's that tied to interracial marriage? And then where in America is it illegal? Like, is there a certain part of America where it's still illegal, where there has to be a federal law that says it should be legal? Like, I understand, them trying to fight against gay marriage because they're trying to base it on the Bible and all this fucking religious mumbo jumbo. But interracial marriage, what other than racism are they basing that on? Like, that's such a stretch to be like, we're going to test your race now. And then what if you identify as another race? Now we're sitting here talking about transracial people. Like, shit's going to get weird. It's a slippery slope that leads you to nowhere. Like, it's fucking dumb shit like that really will start a civil war.
So, like, I'm trying to look to see, because I think I had a whole conversation about it. But sometimes, like, I be having these deep ass conversations and then I be forgetting because, like, I got like a million things on my mind, right? So blah 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 blah. So it also included the constitutional right to privacy.
Okay.
Right. So basically, like, listen.
But they've been. If you look up the Patriot Act, they have the right to spy on any American they want. They can tap your phone anytime they want. There's no privacy in America.
Well,
so I don't.
Well,
that's a joke. That's obviously a joke. And we've. It's 1984 out here, so.
Well, yeah, but that's two different types of privacy, so to speak, right? So, like, the court argued that the Constitution's First, Fourth, Ninth, and 14th Amendment protect an individual zone of privacy against state laws and cited past cases ruling that marriage, contraception, and child rearing are activities covered in the zone of privacy.
Why did they then? It's listed exactly. Oh my God. It's like they put those three things together on purpose. Like,
well, when you think about
marriage, abortion, and contraception to make sure we can control families, pretty much. We can control who you marry, who you sleep with, and what babies can come out of it.
Yeah. And like, so that's why that thing is mad. Is because then the right to privacy rolls down to like, oh, like my search history when it comes, like, because some states can basically ban porn if they wanted to, right?
Right.
So now they can tap into your shit and look at and
they
block.
Won't though. They won't. It's too lucrative.
Well, I know, but you're thinking of it in a different lens, like in terms of a money lens. I'm thinking of it as a political and like a civil rights
just
standpoint,
legal,
right?
Right.
Like it makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? For us to sit here, because listen, once you start chipping away at one thing, you can start chipping away at other things. So like that's why a lot of
slippery slope.
That's why so now when you're sitting here, you're like, yo, gay marriage, interracial marriage, nigga, like these politicians don't understand, and I'm gonna say this, like a lot of them have like kids. Little Andrew is fucking Rosita, like Chelsea is sucking Daquan's dick. Like, you got to understand, like, your kids is having relationships, and not even sexual. Like, exactly, you love the music, you love our artists, you love our culture. They do this, that, and the third, and yet you won't allow them to join us through marriage. Like, and you won't allow us to be Americans and just marry anyone.
How hypocritical it is. There's a Republican, I think he's a senator. His son is gay. He voted against gay marriage and then went to his gay son's wedding. So the shit is like it's being in a money, cult. Bro. The shit is just like appealing to those people who will put that money in your pocket. So I ain't buying it. I fucking hate it here. It's bullshit.
Like, and we sit here and we don't realize it's like, fam, like, this is wild for them to sit here and still be telling niggas you can't marry a white bitch in 2022.
But imagine now it's gonna be like, before you get married, you got to get your DNA tested to see what race you are. Before you get married, you know, they want to make sure you are culturally white and you don't cook with no seasoning and you call the cops on black people who play music and gather in groups outside. They want to make sure you're that kind of white before they let you get married. Like, it's weird. It's all fucking weird. I fucking hate it. And then on top of that, do you have anything else? Because I didn't want to just keep fucking going.
Let me see. Nah, man, it's just wild, bro. Like, we live in a country where, like, bro, like, we need to stop acting as if one thing is more important than another when they all are of importance, because they all affect our rights. They all affect our lives. They all affect our future generations' lives and how this goes. Like I ain't gonna lie to you, like, you know, people be like, oh, hands made you tell. And when I really think about it, it's like there's certain things you see happen in real life. You're like, art imitates life, and sometimes art show you the ugliest part of life that you don't ever want to realize. So when real. You sit there and then you really just think about it, you're like, I'm not saying we're going to end up like hands being tail, but I'm not saying that we won't. It may not happen in our lifetime. It may happen 100, 200, 300 years down the line.
But think it's happening right now, though. Because if you go to like Utah, where all those Mormon, no disrespect to the Mormon folks, but you know, like,
yo, listen, there's some wild shit.
They with that shit. They with that shit. They with that, you know, polygamy, sister wives.
Well, I mean,
it's like being pregnant in rotation type shit. There's a show on, I forget what channel. It's like escaping polygamy or some shit. So them chicks be trapped there when they try to leave, bro. I don't know.
I will say this. Hold on. You see, the sister wives thing is something that's not just tied to Mormons. That's something that's happened in all cultures. Right, no, right? I get it. And I think it's a great idea, but I don't know if I could live that life. I'm saying I think it's a great idea if you can have a lifestyle that includes that's actually healthy and consensual and like between grown ass adults. Like if it's in the right time, like perfect.
I couldn't do it. Like,
I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay, so
we're going. We'll talk about it, but it's not this one. But I got some thoughts, but I'm not going to say them because I don't want to be questioned either. I'm not going to lie. I don't want to be like, oh, so I find it funny how? No, I don't find it funny. I'm not a comedian. I am not Dave Chappelle.
I find it funny how is like that. You start your sentence with that, I'm already like.
I'm already zoned out.
What you find funny? Because it ain't funny, but tell me what you find funny. So it's shit like that. But I just want to say, fuck you if you're a scammer. Just fuck you. Fuck you if you're a thief or a scammer. Because people work hard for their shit, bro.
They do.
You're not out here robbing these major corporations or these big billionaire, like you robbing everyday folks that barely got shit that's still making day to day. So it's a big fuck you. And there's a new trend in scamming that, well, I won't say it's new, but it's finally caught on to the mainstream and people are realizing it. Mm-hmm. Playing fake violin. So I don't know if you've seen it in person or on the internet, but you'll see video of like a kid with a violin saying, please donate me some money. And you see him like playing over like Fetty Wap, or you'll see him playing over 50 Cent in the club. That was one that went viral. Mm-hmm. I actually seen a guy outside of Target and he had a poster board up and he had his Cash App, his Venmo, his PayPal, all on the poster. And this was like 2 months ago, so it's clicking now that nigga was scamming, but he was out there playing like some Beethoven, like crazy symphony shit. And I'm just like, I'm thinking like, whoa, this dude is amazing because I've never seen anyone just out there finessing it. But like, when I think now, this dude probably scammed me.
But what do you mean? How is that a scam though?
They act like they're playing. And they'll play violin over like a song. They'll play it over like a popular song to get people to be like, oh, hey, wow, that's cool. I never seen violin played over like In the Club by 50 Cent, or I never seen it played over, you know. So when you Get a
But they're
chance,
not
look up
really
a video.
playing?
No, bro, no. They're not playing at all. So it's a trend going around, and it's like hit Fox News and all the major outlets that nationwide.
Because it's playing in the track and they're just making it look
And they're
like they're
just
doing it.
it's like air guitar. You're like fake guitaring to the thing, but you're
Aight.
violining.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll do it over songs. So now this article says it's hit Texas, it's hit Michigan. Bro, this nigga got me in Target like 2 months ago. I didn't even realize.
You know what's crazy about that though? The
Fucking
thing is though,
scamming
like,
fake ass fucks, man. And his sign says, "I'm a dad with 3. Please help for food and rent." This nigga got his Twitter handle in it, his fucking Cash App, bro. It's like, damn, the scams get so intricate. Like,
but
you
you know
see
what's crazy
someone
though?
with talent and they're doing something so crazy, and you're like, wow,
Yeah.
maybe I'll throw him a couple
And
dollars.
then
That's cool.
they
He
throw in a
seems like he
sad
needs
story
it.
in there. Yeah.
Dad with 3, please help. Motherfucker, you probably got a fucking Mercedes back at your townhouse in fucking whatever the fuck you live, bro. So it's like, it's
There's
just
people that
fucked
make
up. These
bank doing that on the side of the road, bro.
There was an Asian lady years ago. She would stand out in front of a store and like beg or some shit. Like, I don't know. She would look bummy.
Mm-hmm.
And then like one day this kid like followed her, and she got into like a Lexus and like went to her house, and then it was like, yo, she got caught, and her husband is like an accountant, and he's like, I don't know why she does this. We have money. She it's just weird shit, bro. It's fucking weird shit. So if you're a scammer, fuck you. And to that motherfucker outside of Target, I want my $7 back, you fuck.
But you know what's crazy? I think only like people who are not trained in like being an audio engineer or trained in music, they can tell the difference. But it's regular people that they hit. And they know not and you know it's kind of sad. Like, you know, like back in the day when, you know, kids was growing up, like you had to take a band class or whatever. You had to play something. You had to get used to hearing live
some musical knowledge
in some capacity. Niggas don't really have that anymore because, you know, like I can make a whole string quartet in fucking native instruments without even playing
garage band for real.
And the fact that you can actually play the track and fake it and have people,
bro.
Yeah, you should be in the movie. You should be.
Imagine he was at home practicing, like, nah, right here I got to do this because they're gonna hit a note. All right, so I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna do that, and that's gonna kill him. We're gonna really get him.
Dog, that's what he has to do.
Fucked up, bro. It's fucked up. So police say people are pretending to play violin for money nationwide. And I guess it's a good scam because it caught on and now people are doing it. Like, so it's like,
shit, I'd do it, nigga. If I was
unemployed,
if I was unemployed, bro, I'd be out there in the streets, dude,
playing fake violin.
What's dog? Just sitting
what's
there
next
singing.
though? They gonna come out with a whole grand piano and just sit there like Ray Charles or Stevie Wonder and shit.
We see, and that would be easy because then you could literally just, you know, like you can, because certain pianos, right, you can store tracks on them.
Right.
So as long as you store the track on there, you can just let it run.
You can just sit there and catch bank, bro. See, I hate to be this guy, but like I'm from New York, and I'm from New York from like the 90s, early 2000s, when you get on the subway and it's a nigga playing a saxophone, it's a nigga playing real instruments, this nigga went to Juilliard, this nigga like studying through some school right here. So people are playing real instruments like just on a subway, either for money or just because that's what they do. So
a lot of people do it because they want to, you know what I'm saying? Like
they just want the attention, or they don't got nowhere else to play, so they'll go fucking play on a subway or play wherever. It's just like, now you get these people that want to milk having a talent as a scam with a sob story. Like, make me not want to ever donate to nobody or ever fucking give no fucking homeless person no money, because you never know. This motherfucker take his suit off and have a Gucci shirt on and fucking.
It's a crazy fucking world piss me off, bro. Because like, yo, you can't really. But you know what I think, and like, even me, like sometimes, like I'm aware of it. It's like, you just gotta give because you want to give. You can't just, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they do something with it, guess what? They're gonna have to deal with the consequences themselves. But you yourself being a person, like if you feel like you want to help somebody because of what they like showed you, like
Right.
sometimes it's not going to be the shit that you think. But it's like, you know what, like sometimes just being a good person, like there's things that happen that's out of your control that like you don't know why they happen, and sometimes you are just a catalyst in someone else's life for something to
Very
happen.
true. Very true. That was just a
So
drop in. I came from Target spending $100 and something dollars. So really, what's $7? You know,
yeah.
and who knows if he really needed that or was just faking
And
to.
that's the thing. And that's the thing. Like maybe he's faking because he really needs it to. Like there's so many different ways to look at it.
Right, right. I didn't even think of
But
that. What if he does really need it, but there's no other way I would give it to him unless he faked doing something for some reason, which is kind of fucked up because people in need should get help, but
you
I
see
need a
how
reason.
messed up it is on every level.
Yeah,
Like
you know
there's
what?
two
You're right.
sides
You're
to the
right.
coin. There's two
You
sides to the
absolutely
coin.
right.
Because you're right. The people who do this, who already
Keep
have
going.
a good living, right? You know what I'm saying? They already have a good living. They already can provide for themselves. Like they're already in a good situation. Like they use this as a way just to, to fuck people over. Like that's definitely wrong,
Right.
100%. But then there's
Even
those
then,
people who don't
those
have no
people,
talent, but they need it. So you know what I'm saying? They just gotta be out there and hustle. And sometimes like sometimes dog, like the reason why I feel like people go see like shows is because they want a performance. They want to feel
right.
like they're entertained. They entertain them.
No, that's true. And even then, if you're, how many times we go to see a show and an artist is just lip syncing or rapping over a beat, and then we give them money. So this guy's, violin syncing, and I give him
For way less
$7.
than
But
what you would pay for a concert ticket.
very true, very true. So actually, yeah, man, it's weird. You made me think of it that way. You're probably right. Because even that Chinese lady who was begging when her husband had a job, she obviously had a mental illness that she thought she needed to be out begging, like, so even that has another side to it, so
And
it
a
kind
lot
of
of a lot of it, like sometimes like it's just somebody with like, a different, they just need to talk through things. Like they need some therapy because sometimes it's something that they can't control either. Like they have like this weird thing with perception or like
Mhm.
a grasp on their reality. Like sometimes like it goes, man.
Should get
And
crazy, should get
and
crazy. No, I get it.
yeah,
I get it.
man.
I try to be understanding, but feeling like I got scammed, my initial reaction was like, fuck
Yeah.
you. Fuck. I was
Yeah.
angry, but then I was just like, you know what? I didn't need that money. I was already prepared to give that money away.
Mm-hmm.
And then thinking it through was like, if he's fucked up or if he's not, then at least I felt good to like, hey, I gave that guy money for that
Yeah,
20
because
minutes.
your intent and your action, you know what I mean, they're coming from a good place. What they do with it on their end, they got
Mm-hmm.
to deal with those consequences.
That's very true. That's very true. I stand by what I said though. I fucking hate a thief.
Well,
And
yeah.
just speaking of money, somebody stole a lot of money this week, man. This pastor in the number keeps going up. So when I first saw the number, it was 400,000. Then I saw it was 800,000.
It
Now I
hit a
see it's like
million.
up to like a million. Yeah. So I'm like, what's happening here? So a pastor in Brooklyn, he live streams his sermons or whatever,
Service.
the services,
Mhm.
right? Like most churches do, most probably mega
Nowadays,
churches.
yeah.
Yeah, got YouTube channels, all that. He's live streaming it. Goons kicking the door. You in Brooklyn. Goons kicking the door. Guns, everybody down. As far as I see, they go straight for the pastor. I don't know what else happened in the background, but this one dude goes beeline for the pastor.
Mm-hmm.
Pastor chain, rings.
And they patted him.
They touch and make what you got under your cufflinks. Give me your watch, give me everything. And then I
They
seen that
deboed that nigga.
they got his wife of her jewelry. Who know women, women got dangly earrings, fucking how many rings she had on, her wedding ring. So yeah, the reason that this is causing such an uproar is I feel like it slapped people in the face of like this pastor is preaching to a congregation wearing $1 million. These people in Brooklyn in these neighborhoods are probably living check to check. And you asking for donations and you wearing $1 million.
Well, see, the thing is though, does he ask for donations? That's one. Because
it's a church. Let's not act
because
like we don't know.
no, I know, but like the reason why I say that is because of this, right? Let's say he is using it to because let's say he is using it to maintain the church. I don't know what's going on, but this is for me. This is what I'm saying, right? Because
Drives a
I
Rolls
saw a couple of
Royce.
videos,
I'm
right?
sure
And
his
he's
house
sitting
is very
there,
nice.
he's sitting here talking about like, I want to teach you how to buy property and maintain property and make money out of property because that's what I do, right? So I'm like, okay, if that's what he does, I'd expect him to live a certain lifestyle that he likes, right? I'm not going to assume though that he's taking that straight from the people.
I mean, I don't. Oh no, don't. I wouldn't say that he's taking the money to buy the stuff. I'm just saying that he asked money of them for the church when he clearly has it. He clearly has it. So he may make real estate money and he may be doing very well, but if that's the case, shouldn't that money, and I'm not saying it doesn't, but shouldn't that money, cover your endeavors? The problem is the optics of you being the leader of people who are well below that, and you're supposed to be preaching a salvation to them or some sort of like enlightenment, but you look nothing like them. You look nothing like them, or you probably live nothing like them. How do you speak to the people you're not alike?
Well, I mean,
and that's just across the board with all of these mega church pastors. Like with Joel Osteen, when the hurricane happened and he didn't want those people in his church, it was like, whoa, hold on, what's going on? And then all of a sudden, niggas is finding cash behind your walls. What's going on? What's going on? A lot of money in these mega churches and these pastors. It starts to get real weird, bro. It starts to get real weird.
I think okay. I'm gonna say two things, and they're not related to each other, right? In terms of how I feel, right? One side of the coin is this, right? Let's say you're a small town pastor. You took your own money to buy a building to turn it into a church, right? You're paying the mortgage on it. It's coming out of whatever salary you have, right? If you want to quit your current job and just be a pastor, and your church is growing, and basically the money that you get from like their either from their offering or from their tithes, because there should be a system there that uses that money, right? If your church becomes so successful that like your salary gets bigger from that, I can't fault you in that sense. If you keeping the percentage the same, right? Let's say you take a certain percentage for like for yourself as a pastor for your salary a year. That percentage is going to be the same whether it's like 50 people in the church or 50,000 people in the church. It's going to be the same. It's just the fact that you have more people, right? And the thing is, though, you're giving them more of your time. You're giving more people more of your time as a pastor. And this is just in a perfect world where, like, the pastor's actually doing God's work. He's speaking to the people. He's praying with people in hospitals. Like, if he's dedicated to this on a daily basis, this is what he does. Yeah, and he's getting a percentage that stays the same. It's just the congregation grew. I can't be mad at that 100%. But on the flip side, though, these niggas is frauds. These niggas is straight up frauds sometimes. You can think about it like this, right?
You said all of that to say, go continue. I was damn, that's he right. I'm just like, fuck. I'm like, how am I gonna get him on that one? That was right. Like they just
no, but because here's the thing, right? That first side, that's like the grassroots pastors who grew a church from one place.
Ideally, that's how it should work.
That's how it should work. That's how it should work, right?
World.
And I feel like we focus on like the biggest of the bigs, but I feel like there's people who are not so loud about their ministry who just keep it about the people. That's how ideally I feel like they should be living if that's the case. Now, these other niggas, like these Joel Osteen niggas, they are fucking frauds. Because you're not going to sit here and tell me you said to people that they got to open their homes up to people when they are in need. And you telling me you're not going to open your church doors to people who
Bro,
are
that's a
losing shit in the
fucking
literal flood.
it's a
This is
it's a
not for your glory.
stadium.
This is
That
not for
shit's a
God's glory.
fucking
This is for your own glory.
it's a
You know
business.
when Will Smith did that birthday party for Jada Pinkett, and she was like, "You did all of this because you were stroking your own ego." First of all, she should have never said it to that nigga because that's not what he was doing. But
It's
to
hurtful.
Joel Osteen, that's what you say to this nigga. He's, you know what I'm saying? He's treating that like it's a Super Bowl ring for him. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like he's just playing a game right now. Like that's kind of messed up. But
My
somebody
main
who's
point
on the
is
lower tier, who actually is about the ministry, about God's work, like they're gonna do it in the way that I think it's supposed to be done.
I
And you
mean,
can't blame them when they get to a certain point. Like, yo, let's say like this pastor is that pastor, right? He has other businesses on the side too. So I feel like he shouldn't take less percentage from the church, use that money to build the church over and over again in itself, and then keep his money separate for him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's making money off real estate and all that. Because you're doing multiple incomes at one
that
time. That
that
makes
that
sense.
that all works, and I'm not gonna say he shouldn't make money or he shouldn't be rich or any of that, but again, it's the optics. You're a person that's supposed to be delivering the word of God, like that's
Mhm.
supposed to be the agreement or the relationship. You're someone who's anointed by God that's supposed to bring me down this message so I can be closer to God, but yet you're literally wearing you're wearing more than people in the congregation will probably ever make in their life, like why it's sort of like a mind fuck a little bit, because it's like I'm supposed to look up to you for this point of salvation, but on the financial aspect you're destroying me, but
But here's the
where is
thing though.
the
But here's the argument that's going to come from that side then, right? You're right. There is a disparity. There will be a disparity at that point. But here's this. In the word of God, I'm not just preaching to you about salvation. I'm preaching to you about joy and abundance as well, because that's what God means for you, right? So he's like, yo, if I'm living a life out of joy and abundance because I have a good relationship with God, and He's put me in certain situations that has allowed me to triple, quadruple my money on another level, and
bro
allow me to live a certain lifestyle separate from what I do with the church. You know what I'm
lifestyle
saying?
crazy?
That's what I'm saying. Like I can't fault them for that, because I don't think pastors should be broke, but I don't think they should be doing the
Absolutely
shit
not.
that Joel Osteen be doing.
My
You know what I'm
thing
saying?
is, this is, I feel like this is probably just trying to process this in my mind. I feel like pastors shouldn't be paid. If you're doing this for the love of God and the love of religion, you shouldn't be paid. But the church should take care of you. Like the church should pay
Yeah.
your bills. The church should, you know, the church should own a house and you live in that house while you're the pastor of the church, like a president. Like you're the
Mm-hmm.
president, this is the White House. You live here, your bills will be paid, everything will be taken care of while you live
Mm-hmm.
here because you're the leader of our church. Then
All right.
when it
Yep.
comes down to
Mm-hmm.
when it just comes down to just like maybe I'm biased because just how this my whole feeling toward church and organized religion is weird. It's like
Mm-hmm.
Kenneth Copeland is. He's like another mega preacher or
Mm-hmm.
pastor or something. There was a video of him years ago. This lady ran up on him at a hangar. He was getting in his jet, and she was like a reporter. She was like, "What do you? How does your what?" She asked him like something. How does your congregation feel about you buying a new jet? And then you asked him for money to rebuild the church. and he was like, "You're a demon. If you something, you know, like it just went crazy." He's got these weird eyes, and he's just like, so it's like these people defend the finances of it, but not the religion of it, like the be good to your neighbor, or you know, shit like that, the values of it. But it's like, oh, I'm gonna buy another jet, I'm gonna get this other boat, I'm gonna be draped head to toe in jewels and finest furs and stuff. But you keep believing in God, and you know, give us a little bit of money so we can take care of this place. But I'm gonna go over here, and so it's just
I think
a weird vibe.
I'm gonna break
people
some
know
of
it. That's why they robbed him. He must be known for wearing that amount and known for not having any security.
And that's the other point I was going to make later, because he has to take some responsibility. I don't want to victim blame. I'm not going to victim blame, because you being robbed should not be a thing. But the thing is, though, like,
cause and effect.
There's cause and effect, and you have to be safe. Like, your personal life and how you live should not always be seen by people. But before we get into that, right? You said something that was interesting, because you were like, the church will provide you a house.
Right.
I will say this. I know in a lot of religions, like I grew up Seventh-day Adventist, right? A pastor would only be in your church for, like, let's say 2, 3, maybe 4 years at a time, maybe 5.
Why is that?
Because they would rotate them.
As they should, like a president. Every 4 years, your term is over.
Now, here's the thing. If he has a family, his family got to move out that whole house. He probably got young kids, this, that, and the third. For the church to own that house for that pastor, when they're rotating them out of like this, you're going to need a big house. Because what if a pastor got 10 kids? You only got 2 rooms. You know what I'm saying? Like, the logistics of it don't make sense. Now, I do agree, though.
I mean, you would just have to.
The church should take care of you, but the thing is, though,
church don't pay no taxes.
You got a personal responsibility as well, because a lot of times when people become pastors, there's like, I hate to say it like this, there's like laws within their like thing, right?
Okay.
That say that the pastor can't have another job besides being a pastor, right? Like, these are the things that we have to look at also when it comes to certain religions, because like some places, when you're a pastor, you sign up to be in a conference. When you're in that conference, there's bylaws and stuff that say like, hey, if you're going to be working for God, you're only going to work for God. You're not going to be working for nobody else. Because think about it like this, right? Think about
God
like this,
is
right?
signing niggas to the exclusivity,
and it's not even God signing them to the exclusivity. Because here's the thing:
what?
These are man-made.
They got
laws.
Exclusive rights.
These are man-made laws for how to treat clergy. I don't think this is in the Bible. Like,
aren't they supposed to be like not married anyway with no kids? Like nuns can't get married and priests can't get married. As far as I remember.
That's only in Catholicism.
Right.
A lot of these other places, like, you know, other religions, like, they can get married, they can have families.
Right.
But like everywhere, but there's always these little things that are like a little different. Like, I can only speak from, I mean, I've studied all these religions and kind of like other things, but like for me, I had personal experience with Seventh-day Adventist church, right? They'd be like, yo, like, a dude can get married, like he can have kids, right? But like he can't do nothing else. So it's like, in this day and age now, when things is getting so expensive, how can you expect a dude not to have multiple streams of income? Let's say he's at a small church. And here's the other fucked up part. They'll move these pastors from a big church where if they're getting a percentage, right? That percentage is higher because they're getting more. So he's going to be at a certain lifestyle here. Mm-hmm. If he goes to a smaller church, that percentage may carry over, but that may be a smaller bag because they're not getting as many donations. So you drastically change his lifestyle from where he was over here.
I hear what you're saying. But so what? You sign up for that shit. You know what that life is going to be when you decide, I'm going to follow in the path of God. That's how it should be. If you know what the rules are, it's like being a cop and then getting shot. Like that's not, you don't want that to happen, but those are the dangers of the job. You understand those are the dangers of the job.
But you being able to
It's
live
supposed to be about God
comfortably,
and the
not like to
religion,
the
not
extreme.
about if you get your bills paid and you know
Yeah,
how popular you are and like this
no,
shit become a.
But the thing is though, like all those things are separate though. Being able to afford food, being able to afford like to live as a regular comfortable person, not
God
the
will
extreme.
provide.
I
God
ain't
will
ta- I
provide. You'll be all right.
Yeah, but
God will provide. Just
yeah, but
believe. The
no,
Holy
but he
Spirit will fill your stomach. You'll be all right.
you see, but that's that
Get on
bullshit
your
that
knees.
people be
Get on
saying.
your knees and pray, and you'll be filled with the Holy Spirit, and you'll never be hungry again. You'll be all right.
But you see, that's that bullshit that people be saying. Because in the word itself, it says this faith without action is mute. This is what they say, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you have to make the moves yourself. But you being limited by bylaws to not be able to go work another job. Like, yo, dude, you can be a pastor and you can do other things. Nah. I'm not gonna sit here in the day
I don't
where like
agree with it either.
inflation is crazy and like people like yo, especially because I'm a parent, right? I think about the clergy that got kids. Like when they're dealing with kids, formula shortage, this, that, and the third, like the church is not going to sit there and help them with that.
Which is
because they got to
up.
deal with the same situation too. You know what I'm saying? So like when you limit them to only being able to have that one job, like you have to make sure that you have the infrastructure. Yeah, they're going to take a percentage off of whatever they get from the offering, but you have to do other things to ensure that they can get another supplement from you as a greater organization.
Start a Twitch. Start preaching on Twitch. Start an OnlyFans and put your sermons on OnlyFans. You know what you sign up for. These are these are century old rules, I'm sure, right? This ain't just some new shit. Like, well, you know what you sign up for when you come into it.
Well, it depends on the religion. That's what I'm saying. But
right, no, but you know your religion. Like, you know, Jews know that, you know, they don't get tattoos. You know, they don't eat pork. They can't use electricity during the
but that's
Sabbath. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not Jewish, but you know, there's that point that those religious rules they know because they're in that religion.
Yeah, but when it comes to like income and being able to live, I'm not going to sit here. I don't because me personally, I don't think that's what God meant, that you had to restrict how they make money so they can actually live. I don't think that was right. I don't think because they be struggling, bro, and they can't get a penny out of nowhere else because of what that is. And
even like Jesus had a job.
He was a carpenter, yeah.
Like, let niggas work. What is the point? Like, I do not. Do they think if you have a job, it's gonna take away from your time at the church? Like,
that's what they're saying. But the thing is, though, it's like,
but if I can't feed myself and I'm worrying about what my family's gonna do, that's gonna take my time away from the church too. So, I don't really understand it. I don't understand why this guy had $1 million on his body with no armed security around him in Brooklyn. I don't.
It's like crazy. What you said. It's like what you said. You can't put yourself out there like that because you're gonna become a target.
Especially now, you food, my guy. $1 million on your neck. You're
driving in Lambos. You got the Lambo truck. You got this, that, and the third. Now I said all of that to say this. Well, I'm on two different sides of the coin here, but like.
A lot of people are. This has been sort of really divisive. This has been like causing a stir.
Because I also think there's gray areas in all these situations. You just have to be able to find it and be able to accept it for what it is and just make the best of it. I don't think if I was a pastor, I had a big ass church that made me a millionaire, cool. But guess what? I'm gonna use my millions to give back to my congregation, back to my community, right?
And not to say that he can't have nice things either, but it's the optics, it's everything in totality. That means you've been doing that often to where you got comfortable. You know, like, because I'm sure you've been wearing that stuff often to where like, oh yeah, I'm gonna throw this on today, I'm gonna throw this on, and it was nothing to you. So now this is God humbling you. Like, this is the greater force saying, get rid of all of this, take all of this away. You know, they didn't hurt you, they didn't hurt your wife, they didn't, you know, nothing physical took place as far as I seen in the video. You know, I don't know the full story, but it's just, it's deep. And then there's a layer of conspiracy on it too.
What?
People think that this was for insurance.
I'm not going to say they're wrong, but I'm not going to say it's completely right. I always give something to like at least a percentage. You
know, that's what made me think too. Like, whoa, okay, like, you know, it's weird
because the insurance claim could be $5 million. Like, they could have a claim that's like, yo, if it's over $1 million, we're going to pay the $1 million. We're going to pay for other damages. We're going to do all of this. Like, they get more money than that $1 million that they lost.
You know how insurance work. That's what I'm saying. Because the claim in total could be like 7 to 8 million. If I get robbed live, where's the debate? You seen me get robbed. It was a national story. I got robbed.
They just don't think about the stuff you lost, but they think about the income you lose because you have to take time off to kind of deal with the whole situation. To not work
with what happened, right? So they'll and that see, insurance, you could, when you get to that level too, you could make your own plan, your own like, and it could be like, yo, because if something happened to me, I don't want to work for a month after that. That will be in your claim that they will pay you for that month, and you just show them what your salary. So I'm just saying, it's hard to dispute in front of your congregation. Like, they knew where you were gonna be at. People saw it live.
But like, there's so many didn't happen. There's so many layers to the onion, though. It's just like, yo, if we sat here and had to discuss every single layer and the nuances of everything, and I guess that's my problem, because I look at the nuance of everything, both good and bad, and I rationalize it all. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I can understand this point, but this is also wild as shit. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's why I don't really talk to niggas. That's why, like, the podcast is perfect. I can say what I want to say because, like, yo, if I had to have these conversations in real life, and I realize this now, I used to have these conversations before, and niggas used to look at me crazy. Right? Because they'd be like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about? Right? And it wouldn't be like no disrespectful shit, but they'd be like, yo, but then when I start connecting the dots for them, they're like, oh shit. You right. And I'm like, yeah, it's just that I start with the most abrasive stuff first.
Yo, it's like, if the conversation was a room, you was kicking in the door. You was like, boom, 9/11 was an inside job. Watch. It was shit like that. But I think as we get older, we realize, let me knock on the door. Let me see if there's we can talk. All right. And then you have those conversations. But I think it is important to have those conversations, but then also, like, look at the source of the information and then look at the intent of the information. It's so many levels that before you decide, like, okay, this is what I feel about it, or this is what I think about it,
you got to process it.
For real. And it's all kind of processing going on left and right.
But it's so much processing to do, because it's like every day there's something going on. And that's why, like, I don't like watching the news. Like, now, like, during the day at my job, like, I be sitting there on my phone sometimes, and like, I just see stories and stuff, and I'm like, I'll look at it, I'll read it, and I'm like, damn. Then I sit with it for a little bit, and I talk to myself, and I'm like, all right, cool, this is how I feel. Boom. You know what I mean? I may do a little I think it's more of a, I feel like now I want to learn about things, and Google makes it so easy just to get exactly what you need. You can look at all sides of it.
Any question you have, you could just look at facts and opinions, and people debate about it.
You can look at every single answer on the spectrum in the short form and be like, okay. And if you like one perspective, you just dive in, and then you understand.
With YouTube, you can literally watch someone talk about something.
Yeah.
or watch them create something, or it could be visual now. So it's so many layers to this shit, man. But it is what it is. So let's get to some fucking Marvel shit and get out of here,
bruh.
You seen that phase 4, that phase quattro,
bruh.
Uno,
That
dos, tres,
Black
cuatro.
Panther. Sometimes I'm a very emotional person. I like to cry at things all the time. I do.
Oh my
Like people don't
god.
get that about me, right? They be like, yo, they think they see like a hardcore ass nigga. I got 6 bodies on me. Like I
You
don't.
watching horror movies and shit over there? Get the fuck out of here. What you crying at?
You know why? I don't like because if I watch other stuff, I cry. I just can't help it. It just happens. I like emotional because I think I be feeling the shit so deeply and like it's like I just be feeling it sometimes.
Shit
That's why
hits your
certain
core.
animes, fam. There was an anime I watched. Your Lie in April. I think I took 2 days off of work because that shit fucked me up, bro.
Damn.
Yo, that story was bro. Listen, if you actually went for also, it was at a time where like I was dealing with some personal shit,
It caught
some
you at
breakup
that
shit,
moment.
whatever. And then my boy was like, "Yo, just watch this, right?" And I appreciate him. Shout out to you, Styles, because he's like, "Yo, sometimes you got to watch things to get you to a point where you can let stuff go because there's elements of it that you can understand." And there's a lesson in there that's universal to different situations, like learning to let go and be happy to let go, even if it may hurt. You know what I'm saying? And I sat there and that shit was just like, poof. And I was just like, oh, I'm fucked up. 2 days, bro. I got it. Yo, I'm talking dark room, fetal position.
God damn.
I got like a blanket that was blue. I was just in there under there, just like, yo, fam, like, and I'm crying, but I'm getting everything out now. And I'm learning like about myself and how I deal with things. But with that being said, though, like I almost cried during the fucking Black Panther trailer because I'm like, he's fucking dead. Like, and then you hear some of the dialogue. She's like, yo, I lost all of my family. What more do you want from me? And I'm sitting there, I'm just like, damn. Like certain aspects of it just hit you, bro. Because now you know, because this is the first time. Well, I don't say it's the first time, right? Like when Heath Ledger died from the Joker, like he won that Oscar or whatever it was. But like when the movie came back, they didn't deal with losing the Joker. It was just a past thought. He was just gone. But with Black Panther, we're going to deal with losing Black Panther.
Right. We're gonna all process that together. And I just want to say correction. I said phase 4. This is phase 5, actually.
Actually, Black Panther and She-Hulk Attorney at Law will end phase 4. And then phase 5 begins in February with like Ant-Man and the Wasp
Quantum Mania. I was fucked up trying to say that shit too.
We got Quantum Mania. So all right, let's just go over this list real quick about what's happening in phase 5, right? So the first thing we got is Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantum Mania.
What have you heard about that? I have not heard anything about that movie. I'm a big Paul Rudd fan. And who was the Wasp again?
That is it Kate Blanchett?
Let's see. That is. Why can I not? Who's the Wasp? What? I cannot find this lady's name.
Evangeline Lilly.
Oh, was that her name?
Yeah. So like, I don't hear about Ant-Man, but I will say this. I enjoyed the whole 2 movies of Ant-Man more than I did the whole series of Thor. And that's absolutely. That's a whole different conversation.
Up until Ragnarok. Ragnarok was good, but yeah, Thor was.
I heard this last one's so divisive, it's crazy.
Thor,
Love and
Thunder.
Love and Thunder. Like it's so divisive. Some people love it, some people hate it. Like it's
there's a big woman role in it now, and I think it's like the Star Wars stuff. They hate to see women or minorities take
No,
any
it's
major
not even
roles.
that. It's not even
Is this
that.
not?
Like
I feel
they're
like that
saying
was
it
gonna be it.
looks cartoonish. Like whatever, like because it's the same director who did Ragnarok, but they say he went more goofy and shit with it this time. So it's like, and
I'm gonna
listen,
check it out. I know the
and
Guardians
Thor,
are in it, and I fuck
you
with them.
need you need a certain seriousness with Thor's in certain moments, right? And I like the fact that they did light him up more after Ragnarok. But
Right. The
then
fat
when we
Thor.
got to Infinity Wars, this nigga was about that life. When we see
Right.
them in Endgame, like he's dealing with depression. Like we're still getting these adult, darker themes with him, but he was still had his funny moments that were organic. I don't want to see a whole fucking comedy movie with this nigga. But listen, so we got Quantum Mania. We're going to get the proper introduction of Kang the Conqueror, who is played by Jonathan Majors. Shout out to him because I just watched The Harder They Fall on Netflix.
Oh my god, are you just seeing that? Bro, that
Cinema,
was a banger. The
cinema.
action, the music, the cast was crazy.
That is pure cinema
Bro,
right there.
so
And
good.
niggas being cowboy.
Bro,
Thank you.
so good.
Shout out to Jay-Z. Shout out to the Bullets, whatever the fuck, whoever that nigga is. I don't know his name, but like, shout out to you. I'm gonna find out your name and like, I'm gonna tag you in this clip
Who's
right
that?
here. The director who and the writers who wrote this movie. Shout
Oh,
out to you niggas
it's
because
like
like,
James, he's a big music producer. I can't remember his name.
yo, this shit was so fire. It was so refreshing to finally get a story that wasn't wrapped around slavery. It was so refreshing. All right, so then we got Ant-Man and Quantumania. Then we have What If season 2. I watched parts of the first season. Some of it was dope. I obviously happened to child and it was fire, but I didn't really.
Yeah, I didn't catch out none of that. If it's not part of the main cinematic universe, there's already too many
But
shows
here's
to
the
watch.
thing, like
So
it dealt with a multiverse, and then when it did Doctor Strange in the multiverse, like you got Captain Peggy. You know what I'm saying? Like she actually became Captain Peggy in the MCU. Like that's now a thing now. Even though she got chopped up, that shit was crazy.
crazy.
So then we got Secret Invasion, and basically this is going to be, I think this is going to be centered around the Kree, and how they infiltrated, certain
Right.
aspects of the world and stuff like that.
Nick Fury, they say Nick has been Kree this whole time. Like Nick
Yeah,
Fury died a long time ago and he's been Kree.
yeah. So like, I think this is going to be fire. Then we
Is the
got
Kree who
Captain
Captain
Marvel face. Yes,
okay, got it. Because
but
I
they
didn't watch that
changed
movie.
it from the comic books. I caught the change and I was like, okay, but it's Marvel, it's movies, it's different. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I think that's going to be fire. Even though I didn't really like the
Banger.
second one, the first one really got
What?
me. I didn't like the second
Both
one.
of them fire. That's a
I didn't like
great.
the second
I
one.
like that franchise. That is way above Thor. They never gave Hulk any movies, right? Except in those first
uh,
iteration.
because the rights to the Hulk movies still lies with Universal.
God, I was gonna say because there was those other banners
Just like Spider-Man's
back
with
then.
Sony, even though they
Got
made
it,
a
got
deal
it.
now, like the
That would
same
be
thing
cool.
with X-Men,
Multiverse Hulk.
Spider-Man back then, like they gave Sony got Spider-Man, Fox got X-Men, and then Universal got Incredible Hulk. I mean, and they also got like the first few Captain America movies, I think, because like all those rides, they can't have them in Disney. They have to stay at Universal.
Deep shit. Deep
Yeah,
shit.
trust me. Then we
It's
have Echo,
billions of dollars. Echo,
the girl from I think this is dope because inclusion, fire. I like inclusion. I like it when it's done right, not when it's like stupid as fuck.
Pandering type shit.
So she's the girl who was in Hawkeye, who was she deaf? I don't know if she was deaf.
Oh yes, she was deaf.
Was she
and
deaf?
Her brother was like, it's Kingpin's daughter pretty much because Kingpin adopted her.
Yeah.
No, wait.
No.
Yeah, I think
He didn't,
Kingpin adopted her or like
in a
raised her or
sense.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
because
helped
her
raise
dad
her.
died. Yeah.
Right. And she was dope. She was deaf, but she could fight like crazy. She's getting a movie?
I think it's a series.
That's random. I did not see that coming.
Because she's Native American, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Oh, I
we
thought she
also
was
we'll see
Spanish.
more of
Okay.
Charlie Cox's Daredevil in it and Kingpin.
Banger.
You know what I
That'd be
mean?
dope. She deaf, he blind.
And because she is in between the two as well in the show, so it makes sense. I'm with that. Then we have Loki season 2, which I fucking can't wait.
I could care less, but I guess.
Really? You didn't like
I
the
still
show?
haven't seen the first one. I didn't see Wanda either.
Nah,
Some
you
of these
bugging.
shows just
No, do you see Captain America?
Me.
You saw
The
Captain
movie
America
or the show?
You
mean Winter
the Winter
Falcon
Soldier.
and them?
Falcon
Winter
and the
Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
Yes.
You seen then you seen Hawkeye as well too.
I seen Hawkeye. Yep.
You need to watch Loki and WandaVision.
You said that about Wanda before I seen Strange, and I'm just like, but that's what I mean. It's too much content, bro. Like this universe, I get it, but like, okay, chill out now. Because
here's the thing: we're gonna go see it regardless. It doesn't fucking matter. We can't complain about it. We're gonna go see it regardless. After that, we have
Moon Knight. I'm still backed up.
Moon Knight's fire too. So we got the Marvels, which is going to combine Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and Monica Rambeau. I haven't finished Miss Marvel yet, and so far I like it. I like the cultural aspect of it. I think it's a dope way to have an origin story for a new, younger character. It is definitely geared to younger people, so it's going to be interesting to see her with these two older women now as herself as a hero. Now, I think it's going to be dope. Then we have Ironheart, which is supposed to be Riri Williams, aka Ironheart, and we will actually meet her in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
She's the black girl that's gonna be the new Iron Man, essentially, but they're gonna be Ironheart.
Yep.
That's dope. Wait, her name and her character name is Riri, or the actor's name is
the character's name is Riri Williams. You know, people were bugging out because it's a porn star name too.
Who came first, the porn star or the
porn
character?
Star came first.
Somebody at Marvel was like, let's see if they get this Easter egg.
Oh, we got it.
Sick bastards.
Then we got Blade. I can't wait for fucking Blade. I can't.
Banger. Has there been any visuals? Like, no screen cap. I feel like when the Batman was coming out,
he was in it. Wasn't he? Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me see something.
Real quick, when the Batman was coming out, there was pictures of them like in the uniform and the costume on set. Like, who's doing this? Like,
was Blade in there?
Is that Mahershala?
I think he's in the extra scene in the Eternals. Yeah, he is.
Okay, yeah, that is Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, Mahershala Ali. Yeah, so there's an extra credit scene in the Eternals with Kit Harington's I forget what that dude's name is, and how you say
Mahershala
Ali. I'm gonna watch that afterwards because I don't think my girl sees this either. So like Blade
He's
to
in
me.
It?
Oh, let me see something.
That's dope. I mean, Blade should be in the fucking. He kicked off the whole cinematic universe. People don't know that Blade was a Marvel character or a Marvel movie, like early when they was like a not indie, but before Disney and the majors had their back. That was Blade, and Wesley killed that. So At Comic-Con, every year there's like a Blade, and he looks crazy. I got a picture with a dude, he had fangs and the whole thing.
He's in it, but he's in it with his voice only. You don't see him. He's off screen, but he's in it. So I'm like, that's fire. And I think Blade needs that reboot because, like you said, he kind of did start the Marvel movie universe.
Right.
Like it's Blade, then you get X-Men, then you get Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? Marvel has been, DC has been doing this for 20 years, and Marvel just said, yo, hold my drink real quick, and then hold my nuts, little nigga. So then we get Agatha Harkness, Coven of Chaos. We do need more magic shit in the Marvel universe.
Who?
She is.
Say the name again.
Agatha Harkness.
Shit. Typed in Agatha Christie by accident. Okay. Is this?
So she's a character
she's
from
the teacher. Right. She's the teacher of Wanda. Oh, she's Wanda's teacher, I guess. Who taught her magic. Got it. Damn, this shit goes deep.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be good because they say it's supposed to bridge a couple of things together. You know what I mean? And I think it's dope because, like, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, like we saw the more magic aspect of Marvel, with Doctor Strange and getting more deeper with it, with everything. I'm like, that lore in the world was pretty dope. Then we get Daredevil, Born Again with Charlie Cox.
I can't wait. Wait, is this a movie or a series?
Series.
Okay, perfect. I'll take that too.
Series. Because I don't want him to just be in movies. I want him to have a series. It's going to be 18 episodes long. That is the most episodes.
When did they say that?
Yep.
Oh my God.
That's going like
2 seasons. Usually a season 9-10 episodes.
Yeah.
Are they 30 minutes though?
So here's the problem.
It's going to be a bunch of 30-minute one-offs.
The She-Hulk attorney show is going to be 10.5-hour episodes. So
10.5-hour episodes.
So if he's getting 18, I would assume
half hour,
45 minutes max.
Nah, they'll stick to the regular format, half hour, 18 half hours. I mean, I like Netflix though because it was long form,
but you only get like 10
really
episodes.
See a whole. But I'll take that. That's a lot, 10 hours of content of something like.
Yeah.
That's a lot of something, but that I'm so hyped for. I hope they don't water it down. Like Netflix had it so right with the gore and the fight scenes and the character development. I hope all the characters come back. Foggy and I think it was Christine and just everyone. But I like that he's in the the main universe now because that series was incredible. I hope they throw in some Cage Jessica Jones and some Luke Cage. I was right about to say because they're the Defenders, so they should all come over.
You can leave Iron Fist at home with his.
I was gonna say make Danny Rand like a call him on the phone type scene or some shit, but that'd be cool if they're making New York. They gotta have Spider-Man references.
Yeah,
fucking
Daredevil
Doctor Strange gonna be walking on the street.
What was the last Spider-Man movie called? I keep forgetting.
Far From Homecoming.
Far From Home.
No. Far From Home was when he went to. He was in Europe and France.
No Way Home.
No Way Home.
I think it was No Way Home.
I'm so high. No Way Home.
No Way Home. Yeah, all right. No Way Home.
Yeah. God damn.
The other movie I'm really excited for though, and I'm gonna say this: when I saw Falcon Winter Soldier and that nigga put the suit on, I was like, all right, nigga. It's like I put a fresh do-rag on. It's like I took the fresh do-rag on. I got the wave spinning. Fam,
a fresh cut.
Captain America 4 New World Order.
No, bro.
I cannot
That's deep. That's a deep title too. Because they're gonna get a black Captain America. We're gonna have a black Iron Man. The nerds are gonna blow the fuck. The nerds are gonna blow the fuck up. Like their minds will explode. The racists won't know what to do. He don't mean my America. Like it's gonna be those motherfuckers, and then the fucking nerd incel weirdos.
And that's the crazy part too, because they were complaining.
Marvel, I hope they're ready. Marvel about to start a culture war. I hope they're ready.
Well, I mean, Falcon and Winter Soldier kind of started it because niggas was like, yo. And the one thing I give him mad props for, I enjoyed Falcon and Winter Soldier, all of it.
It was fun. It had great action scenes.
I also understand the pressure because you know what the crazy thing is? Like they're dealing with that real life. Oh, we can't have a black Captain America in the show.
In the movie, right? Oh, in the show, like, right.
Yeah, in the show, and they're dealing with that in the show, and what he's dealing with it from both sides. He's like, yo, as a black man, can I really be Captain America? But on the other hand, he's like, who else? I was told he gave this to me because he believed I could be. And then he has to sit here and kind of reconcile
with that responsibility.
Like what Steve really, because this is why Steve Rogers is like it's crazy. It's like I don't know how to explain it, right? Because if I was anywhere I try to, it sounds crazy as hell, right? Especially in the world that we live in, right? But like Steve Rogers saw Sam as a human being. He saw how he understood where his heart was. He understood, yo, you came and fucked with us to fight a nigga who could literally snap away half the universe, and you did it with no questions asked.
On top of that, Steve was from the 1940s or something, when they didn't even fuck with black people.
And then
so he came to the future and literally was like, I bestow on you the highest honor of the name of this country to this man, when even from his time, the 20s, or they didn't fuck with black people. So it's crazy.
Man, think about it like, and his best friend literally could carry the mantle himself. He's like, nah, you need to be the one.
You're right for this.
Fam. And people like there was like these think pieces that were like, you know, Bucky. Like he didn't like they were saying like Steve didn't understand the weight that he was putting on him. But you know what's crazy? I think he did. And he was like, I think he did know. And he's like, but you have the heart to do it, and you're going to do it in a way he
knows he'll do the right thing. He knows he's tough because either way is a compliment, because he just wanted to give you this honor. Whether he knew you could handle that pressure is one thing, or whether he didn't know you could handle that pressure and just decided this is just something I'm going to give to this guy because he'd been with me through thick and thin pretty much. Bucky went over and laid up in Wakanda and was, who knows what he was doing. Like, they had to, so.
But he was fucking with, well, but man. Even him,
they called him White Wolf out there.
From the same time, he came in this world and was like, I fuck with everybody. I mean, obviously, the Winter Soldier part when they like controlled him,
brainwashed him.
I bet you he was racist as shit.
We don't blame him for that. We don't blame him for that.
But they call this nigga White Wolf in Wakanda. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's wild.
He was howling. He was howling.
Like, I think
never let nobody into Wakanda, and then all of a sudden they let in the very man that killed
because of Captain America,
bro.
Captain America proved his point. That's why Civil War was mad dope, because Captain America proved his fucking point.
I understand, and it worked out, but I just feel like even in that movie sense, like black people, we be too forgiving sometimes. I don't know, like we be too.
I would have killed that nigga myself. I ain't gonna lie. I would have killed
let in the man that killed your father.
I put my hand right here.
The king.
I just twist. You know what I'm saying? I pull it out and I let him watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because like I got shanked with some vibranium or something. Like,
Like, nah,
it's
nah.
different. What else you got on the list? Or is that it?
Let's see. Thunderbolts, which I don't really know what that is.
Probably some new shit.
Yeah, I think because they had so much success with like Guardians of the Galaxy, which was kind of like the unknown niggas. I think they're gonna try to do the same thing with like an ensemble piece, like Suicide Squad. You know what I'm saying? Something like that.
Right. Which was dope too.
I think
DC got a lot of catching up to do, man. DC got a lot of catching up to do. Marvel got the docket stocked.
Hold on, let me say this though.
Marvel gonna have
DC has a lot of work to do, but they had a head start. 25, 30 plus years ahead of time. You niggas couldn't get it together. They were near bankruptcy. They sold all of their rights, and then they got to a position where now they own at least more than half of it back. Because Sony still owns Spider-Man, but they got back everything from Fox. All the X-Men, all that shit is back here now. So like,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit back together.
DC never had to sell shit.
Fans need it. I mean, they had them old ass Christopher Reeve Superman films and them
all the Batman movies in the 90s. Like,
right.
There was releasing the Batman movie almost like every 2 years in the 90s, bro. Like, that shit was crazy.
Shit, there's a lot going on. Theaters is gonna be packed. Streaming's gonna be off the chain, which is perfect time because after this heat wave, bro, I'm staying in the fucking house. So
yeah, me too.
The summer's gonna be over. Winter's gonna hit, and shit, it's gonna get real all over house. Again. You know, cycle's gonna continue. But it's been a long one. We gotta wrap it up. I Hate It Here podcast.
Y'all know what
it's
it is.
It's your boy Russ.
It's your boy Kev. Bitch ass niggas.